Well, GM, welcome to the GM Morning Bell Crypto Show. I'm Crypto Bull Ron. I've been doing these for about a week now. So I'm doing a show on Twitter for about 4 years now, which comes up right after this show. It's actually a space, the GM Bitcoin Morning Show. So feel free to join me on that. That is every morning, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. This show here can come in a weekend. This new stream is a little format to where we can come in and we can check on the what's going on in the macro and how that affects our crypto stuff. So I'm gonna check real quick here. Opening bell is just getting ready to happen. I'd like to come here a little bit earlier, maybe 9 a.m., 9:15 ideally. Behind Grok was also down. Grok, which is kind of sucks. I use them to make my thumbnail, but I'll add those in a minute. That's not a big deal. Let me go on, see if my live. Okay, I see it over on X. So GM, everyone there, if you're joining me there, I'm just going to check the sound to make sure sound is coming. Let me go on, see if my live. Yep, looks like sound is coming through there. So anyway, so welcome. I will get the chats. Should be live right now on X and Rumble both. I'll get the chat working. Something to say good morning, GM, ask any questions, anything like that. But anyway, right now we're looking at the futures are looking decent. The NASDAQ open up 0.59. The S&P future 0.2%. And the down about 0.64, but let's refresh those because any minute. Let me refresh the screen so we're getting the latest. The market may actually be open. Let's see. Long. Okay. Yeah, still looking at the futures here. Gold is looking open up about down, or gold is rather. I don't know if the gold market's 24 hours. I think the gold market might not go. I actually don't know that, to be honest with you. But gold right now down 0.6. We'll talk about gold and silver, how spikes. So yeah, futures, NASDAQ looking to open up pretty high. S&P futures in the positive, down in the negative, about 3% today. So let's just now we should actually mark, and we'll also go over and what's doing crypto and oftentimes be the kind of because of the fact that sometimes they're the only market open, especially on a weekend. You get bad news on a Friday, you can really tank the market. Often they'll announce news late on the week, weekend, like so everyone settle down before the market. Unfortunately, crypto gets hit pretty bad. So, okay, we're now, we've got NASDAQ plus 0.54. Let's take a look at the Dow. Looks like it's negative about 0.61. Take a quick look at that. It is earnings seasons. We are going to jump in and look at what some of the things that's going to have a big effect. Shutdown, Fed meeting. And things like that. So now getting a little worse, down almost 1%. Take a look at the S&P. S&P up 69.64, almost 69.65, up about 0.19%. So let's go over and take a look at the crypto bubbles because it is free software. You can get it for your desktop or for your mobile. I use both because I like to take a quick look to see what's happening, right? But looking down, it's also can give you some information. It breaks it down in the top 1,100 at a time. But if we click on Bitcoin, you can get links if you want to CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko. Gives you even more information there. can tell you, all the places you can buy. This also shows you some of the places you can trade. Of course, Bitcoin, you can pretty much trade on every exchange, but so it's not an issue. But if it's a newer coin, sometimes that's good to know what centralized and decentralized exchanges. But right now, we're looking at 88. Good. We did break the 88,000. Now for the day, we're even. And our low, you can see for the day we hit was 87,214. So down. Got even a little lower. I guess that was yesterday. So Bitcoin pretty flat. I'll take that, all things considered. We are going to talk about, everything else all-time highs. Crypto's kind of lagging this year. We will discuss that. Let's take a quick look at Ethereum. 29.26. Flat for the day, up 0.5% since the market opened. So with high of 29.51, would be nice to regain that 3,000 level. Once again, Ethereum, the second biggest crypto, also where you can do smart contracts. You're seeing a lot of real world assets tokenization taking place on Ethereum. You see quite a few projects built on Ethereum. They call them ERC20 tokens, and also a lot of stable coins. They have the highest volume of stable coin. Of course, if you're newer, being a cryptocurrency that can trade through all the blockchain rails, but it's usually pegged to something, usually the US dollar. Some big news on Tether we'll be talking about today. But Ethereum is the second biggest crypto. Tether, right there, as you see, that's always right around $1.00, because that is the largest stable coin tied to the dollar. Binance Chain, BNB, the second biggest blockchain by value, market cap anyway. CZ and Binance, it's up 1% for the day. And RP, once again, its own blockchain, came out with the idea of kind of replacing the SWIFT system. Kind of not fully accomplished that goal, but it is doing a bunch of things now, including they have a stable coin, including becoming a bank in several districts and trying for that in the United States. So they have a lot going on. Very popular crypto amongst the population out there. It's been a little more volatile up and down lately. It's up 1.5% for the day, and it is down 1.5% for the day, and it is currently up 0.5% for the day here. Let's see here. Just checking over on our. So I do see a lot of people live there on X. Welcome everybody. Feel free to give me a follow if you're not already following me. We're going to be bringing this show every day, trying to get it started a little earlier. Some days as early as 9 a.m. We'll go till about 1:45, 10 to the hour, in which case I jump over to my GM Bitcoin morning show. We'll cover a lot of the same information, but it's a space. I have co-hosts that help me and speakers who come up. You're welcome to come up and join the conversation there. We just did this so we could also live stream to Rumble, eventually YouTube, and just kind of create a little different format with the new algorithm. I believe long-term Elon is going to compete with YouTube, and they'll start giving a little love to these long stream formats. So we'll see, but it's a new now. So hit me on the chat. I see Airbender there, GM Airbender on probably from X. Yeah, it looks like it's from X. Anyway, Solana, USDC, the next biggest stable coin out there, obviously zeroed, but Solana, my favorite layer one right now. Obviously, right now it's kind of a Solana that have most of the volume, and then others coming up as well. Of course, BNB has a lot, but not seems to be more Asian stuff outside of the United States. But Solana 123.85 flat for the day. 0.2. Hey, GM Satoshi Nakamoto there asking, do you have a YouTube channel so we can follow you there? I do. It's same Crypto Bull Run. I've been having trouble. I'm not sure what the deal is. I've had that channel for years. I stream from it. I've never streamed from it, actually. I don't even think I have any followers. But yeah, I'm trying to work out. Right now, I am live on Rumble at Crypto Bull Ron. As far as YouTube, yeah, I do have that account, had it for years, but I'm having trouble getting it verified for live stream. I think it's because maybe, I'm not sure. It's kind of a little bit touchy. I did do a live stream the other day, and it put it on my personal account. So I deleted it, and I'm trying to get that worked out. But I do appreciate that, and I will let you know that's actually one of the main goals of doing this, so we can get out there on YouTube as well and bring some more people in, maybe educate some people. And like I said, the big plan is to do this show every day, Monday through Friday, and then I also do some other content. I did go in there and I did do three shows on this penguin token, which has been kind of a pretty hot meme coin token. We got in right here. If you look at the left side there, that's where we started. I woke up Saturday morning. It was 64 million. It's a meme token that goes back to a 17-year-old documentary. They launched a meme coin with the penguin, which they often do. Sometimes there's hundreds of meme coins like Pepe and this launch before one league takes hold. But then Trump tweeted about it, and that kind of took over. That's when you see this. If you go farther back, it went from really flat back here, if you can see. And then we had that big dip right there on the right there where I kind of got the mouse on the left side. That's where we did the show, and I did really informative show. It's on here on X, and I don't know how you'd find it on X, but you can probably find it if you look down through my feed. But on Rumble, it's there, and like I say, eventually YouTube as well. YouTube was the goal. Rumble was just because, I could do all three at the same time. But and then I did quite in detail about how to kind of evaluate, how to find contract addresses, how to look at audits, things like that, how to buy. And then I did another one later in the day, kind of an update. And at that point, it ran up to about 170 million, kind of came down. I did another update Sunday afternoon. Are we going to go up? Are we going to go down? Used to be running to hundreds of millions, even billions was very common for a meme coin. After 1010, it has not been. The only one I can really think of is White Whale, which went to like 200 million and down again 90% in a week, though yesterday it had a pretty big day. I don't know much about it. Haven't been trenching, as we call it here, too much. But then yesterday, the big play is, can it keep the mind share? Number one. Number two, are we able to get maybe a good tier one listing, Binance or Coinbase or, Gate.io, some of these bigger listings? That's kind of the question. And that's kind of the play. Yesterday we did have it. And also, what KOLs and stuff are talking about it on X as well. But yesterday we did have a good spike up to 125 and kind of came back down, hit a low of 75. We're currently sitting at 83. We've been about 83 to 88. So, I'm in at about mid 70s. I don't have a big bag, as if I wish I saw it in the low teens, to be honest with you, on Friday, but I just haven't been trenching because there just hasn't been any runners. But this, I think the meme value of this, seeing a lot of government agencies tweeting about it, a lot of companies are doing the penguin thing. If it keeps going and we get on some exchanges, let's look over on our crypto bubbles. Let's touch. Of course, the Pudgy Penguin, that is the meme coin that's been around a long time with the Pudgy Penguins. I own that's one of the more solid blue chip meme coins. But here is the Nightshun Penguin, or however you say it. Let's see what the overall volume is, because I'm just on one pair here on Dex Screener. Yeah, 119 million a day. Not bad at all. You can kind of see if we look at it on, it was way down. Boom, went all the way up, kind of pump yesterday. Of course, on the daily, you can kind of see we had the big pump yesterday. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not selling. I haven't added in. I almost added the other day when it dropped into the 60s. I was just out and about, didn't have time. But I'm just holding my bag to see what happens. Drop below 50, I'll probably get out. Otherwise, ideally, what you want to do with these meme coins, I don't want to spend too much time on meme coins. Go look at the other videos I made if you're interested. basically the ideal thing to do, since you never know, these things can do anything. If you say I got in at, my bag's in there at about average about 7 cents, 70 million. If it goes to 140, sell half your bag or get your initials out, and then it doesn't matter. You're on house money, because sometimes these are hard to know, right? If you think of peanut, you think of some of these things. And what we don't know is there enough money after 1010, that $20 billion fiasco, really? Is there enough money in the trenches here to crypto Twitter to push them up over 200 million, or even $1 billion? Let's go up here and let's kind of look the top 100 here. River, I don't know much about River, though. A couple of my followers have been shouting it out. I guess Arthur Hayes, a big investor in it. I think they have a stable coin. It's up and down greatly like this, but up 20%, down 20%. I do want to take a look at that. Hype and Pump. Hyperliquid is probably the biggest. They do have their own blockchain, though. The only thing on that is that Perps exchange doing really well. Their biggest competitor is Aster right now. There might be a couple others out of the blockchain, highly supported by CZ there for a while. Don't know what it's. Oh, there's Aster right there. Let's see what it's doing. It's at about 64 cents. It ran all the way to, I think, $2.20. So it's holding in there. We'll see what happens there. But Hype is you see Aster's got a 1.5 billion market cap. Hype is at 6.54 billion. So the clear winner right now. I did hear some news. I can't remember what it was. Pump.fun. That's where the Penguin coin was launched. It's actually a place you can launch meme coins, as well as a liquidity provider and an exchange. Of course, we have Zcash here, kind of I've been talking a lot on my show about the privacy play. Monero, Zcash, and a little bit of Dash. Those are old coins, been around a while. I won't talk too much more. You can kind of just take a quick look, see what's up and what's down. Render, I like Render centralized. Render is decentralized graphics GPU. Be using a lot for AI, a lot for graphics. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think the Sphere works off it. So I've been in Render since it was even on exchanges. Did really well, 100x my money. Wished I had gone in even heavier, because I discovered Render before it was even on one exchange. So I should have made 100 million on it, but I didn't. But I did do okay. But anyway, let's check back see how the markets are doing here. Let me refresh it, just make sure we're getting the most current information. Got some tabs open, a bit slow running where. Okay, I see we got 60 people live over on X. Welcome. Be jumping over to do this GM morning show in about 15 minutes. Still looking good. We're up 0.55. We're down quarters on the Dow. P up 0.25. Gold down about a third. We'll kind of go through the news. Like I said, I'm hoping to start these shows a little earlier. Wasn't able to today. But that's my plan. I'd love to start them on around 9 a.m. Get a little head start. But today, government shutdown and the Fed meeting. Looking at earnings here. Just wanted to show you. We're not going to really get deep into it, but on my show, I do have Enzo 305 from just wrapped up his master's in finance. He's been there helping me for years. He's more our go-to guy. And I may have him start joining me on these shows as well once I get the technology all figured out. But this is just who's kind of reporting this week. You can see a lot of big names. So obviously when they report quarterly, it can have a big effect. I'm sure that's why, to be honest with you, why the Dow is down and others aren't. I'm sure it has to do with reporting. Like I said, I'm not going to get that in, but today we basically have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday before the opening and after the opening. So we had United Health, Boeing, UPS, GM, some of these other companies, Kimberly-Clark, Northrop Grumman, say that 5 times fast, American Airlines. I know GM was up, did good. I think United Healthcare dropped a little. I didn't follow it that close. Like I say, I might in the future, but I just kind of want to make you aware. This is doing after the bell. We have these guys here. And then tomorrow before the bell, here, I think the big ones tomorrow is after the bell. We got Microsoft, we got Meta, we got Tesla, some big ones, IBM. So tomorrow after the bell is going to be significant. But once again, realize on earnings weeks, I don't know. I don't know how long they go, a week or two. When big people are earning, it's going to affect everything. So, Airbender, thank you. I posted a link for those of you watching on X over on Rumble. I don't even have any followers on Rumble. I get about 20 people watching the show, 15, 20 people. Like I say, getting new there. So if you are on Rumble, give me a follow. Appreciate that. And thank you, Airbender, for posting that. I appreciate that. Like I say, hopefully I'll try and focus today or tomorrow to get that YouTube going, because I know a lot of people use YouTube. That was kind of the goal. Get us out there, get some new people. Anyway, Thursday, we got MasterCard, Caterpillar, NASDAQ down there, and we have Apple after the close Thursday, a big one to watch. And then Friday, we have SoFi and before the open. They're all before the open. So, yeah, no one's going to I wouldn't think they would do it after the bell on Friday. That would be bad. But we have some big ones, Chevron, Exxon, SoFi, and American Express. But I think the real big ones to watch, honestly, is some of the Mag 7s tomorrow. Microsoft, Meta, Tesla after the bell, and then Apple on Thursday. So that's kind of that. Listen, we're still got this government shutdown looming over us. Let's go back and look at Bitcoin, see if we're kind of staying stable. We dropped down, dropped below, couldn't quite be 7. There we are at, what am I doing? Gave me the wrong one here. So yeah, let's look at the daily chart here. Yeah, see, we had that little spike. We couldn't, heck, we almost got to 89 middle of the night. Yeah, we couldn't quite hold it. This is about what it did yesterday. Kind of stayed sideways. That's fine. I'll take it. I honestly will. But let's just kind of hit the other news quickly. Government shutdown looming on Friday right now from our good friends at Crypto News Hunter. Odds of government shutdown by Saturday reaches 80% on Polymarket and Kashi. Looks like we're 83% on Kalshi, which is a blockchain-based prediction market, and government shutdown on here on Polymarket, 79%. So what they're saying is, because of the shooting, they're not going to fund the Department of Homeland Security, which has ICE, and that is, so anyway, we'll see what happens. The only way is to either work something out or to get rid of the filibuster on that. So we'll see what happens. We already know Trump would like to get rid of the filibuster. Because what happens, for those of you who don't understand American politics, I unfortunately was a political science major as well as a Chinese major and a minor in international relations. But I did study poli-sci, was going to go to law school, but didn't wind up going, wound up making too much money in the internet, and never didn't make sense for me to go to law school when I was taking my company public. But anyway, that's a long story, but another story, I should say. But anyway, if you get rid of Trump right now controls, there's 3 branches of government. You have the executive, which is the president. You have legislative, which is broken into 2, which is the House and the Senate. And then you have the judicial, right? They're supposed to be co-equal independent branches, the kind of check and balance for each other. Trump has all 3 of both houses of Congress and the Senate, Congress, Senate, House of Representatives and Senate and the president. So he can pass anything, but they have this filibuster where you have to get like 59 votes or something instead of simple majority. So if they get rid of that, which the Democrats will certainly do as soon as they get back into power, all you need, but you still have to have both houses and the president to get anything passed. But what's the name? Elon's making a big push to do it, to get voter IDs, right? And get these voter laws. Otherwise, it's just so jacked up, right? I mean, you have to literally have an ID to do anything in America, right? But except for vote, which is ridiculous. But anyway, so yeah, the government, the Democrats obviously want to create all the chaos, financial chaos, especially economic, which will be good for them in the midterms. Trump just opposite. So we will have a showdown there. We saw what happened to the markets. I'm not wanting that to happen, but anyway, so that is looming. We have obviously the Fed tomorrow. Sometimes the Fed meeting is so critical, but as you can see, percent chance the Fed keeps rates unchanged this week. The Federal Reserve is set to announce interest rate decision, and almost no one expects a cut. I think it's down at like 1%. Yeah. Traders will close Powell's post-meeting press conference, which could provide insights. I probably won't be able to, but I would like to post that tomorrow. I probably won't do it in the show. I'll probably run them here on Twitter, live stream it and commentary, but really it doesn't really matter. We see CoinGate saying here, Polymarket Trader pricing 99% chance that there leaves it unchanged, which, yeah, they're not going to be. I won't say there's zero chance, but there's virtually zero chance that happens. I'm not expecting anything there. However, it will be important what he says, and he's out of here in a couple of months anyway. Trump expected to announce that his replacement very soon. So kind of a non-event, but it still is something we should watch. When he does his remarks tomorrow, it will be important what he says, but could shake the markets, could boost the markets a little bit. But yeah, I don't know how many more rate cuts he has, one or two before he gets out. We've got to, the bigger news is who Trump announces for his Fed chair. There's certainly going to be someone that agrees with him and wants to cut rates, because the Fed has a double mandate. Their mandate is keeping inflation down and keeping unemployment numbers down too, keeping full employment, low inflation. So that's all they care. They don't care that what they're doing is devastating the housing market, right? And some other things, making it hard. So, Trump has a different motivation than he does. But anyway, we'll watch that tomorrow. We'll get through a couple news items. American Bitcoin, which is primarily owned by the Trump boys, they bought another 416 Bitcoin. The NASDAQ miner announced, and they are publicly traded as well. I'm actually thinking of buying some. They're pretty efficient. I like what they're doing. Eric Trump's bullish on it. I've been on a few spaces, chatted with the other founders. They definitely know what they're doing. Anyway, the NASDAQ listed miner announced the purchase on Tuesday of another 416 Bitcoin. They now have 5,843 at today's price. That's about 516 million at today's price, around 88,000. So it puts them, puts them 18th among companies holding Bitcoin. So good news. I like the fact that Trump, his whole administration, and his family is very bullish. Never could have imagined that even a year ago. Silver rally was crazy. It hit 112 per ounce. Let's go take a quick look at that if we can. Let's see what silver is doing right now. I know it had a big spike and then a huge drop yesterday, which is to be expected. Here, silver is currently sitting at, what do we got? No, it's still, they're 954. Let that chart pull up. So it's down about 5% off its high. Its high, it looks like it hit a high of down 112, 114. And then it had a massive dip. So it's down, expected on a parabolic run. Now, some saying there's Ogs. Oh, he says silver rally is truly breakneck, but it's almost certain that a crash will follow. Silver previously peaked in 1979, then crashed by 90%. It reclaimed 1979 high in 2011, then crashed 72%. Why would this time be different? And I'm not an expert on silver and gold, to be honest with you. It might be different because we have more uncertainty and we have more money printing and we have, more debasement. So could be different this time. But yeah, I don't know. I ran a poll to see what people thought and which would get to $300 faster, silver or Solana. 65% of the people thought it would be silver. So it may have some, he may be true that it has a crash, but it also might be the fact that it might go a lot higher first, right? It could go 200-300 before it does that. Look, we're kind of running out of time here real quick. Trump tariff thing is still part of the uncertainty we're dealing with too. Though, it shows that he's looking to put latest tariff he's talking about is Korea because they're being slow. However, we do have the smallest trade deficit we've had since 2009, so it is working a little bit. We've got this kind of why crypto's lagging. Maybe I'll do that more on the GM morning show. Good news. We did see the Canadian Prime Minister said he had a good conversation with Trump. Trump's throwing out big % tariffs because they're looking to do some stuff with China. Last but not least, I think this is huge news. Haven't really dived into it. I saw it just before I started the stream. Tether officially launches USAT, a federally regulated dollar-backed stablecoin made in America. Tether, USDT, the biggest by far. They're owning a lot of gold. They're just a massive company, right? In fact, let's look at the market cap of Tether. This doesn't even include their gold. Tether's market is 186, valued at close to $1 trillion were they to go public. But anyway, this could be huge news. We'll dive and we'll talk more about it. Satoshi Nakamoto puts this in the chat. Very true, very true. There's far more industrial demand for silver now than there ever has been. So, hey, appreciate everyone for joining me. I really do. If you're on Rumble and you like this content, please give it a like, give me a follow. I don't even think I have any followers over there, but we'll get them there. Of course, I have a lot of followers on Twitter and appreciate everyone. Looks like there's about 60, 80 people in here live and more people listen to it recorded. Thank you, Airbender and Satoshi Nakamoto, for posting that link and commenting. I will be jumping over the GM Bitcoin show right now. Join me over there if you like. We'll be covering a lot of the same topics, but maybe we'll get into some new stuff as well. So thank you guys. Have a great Taco Tuesday or Touch Grass Tuesday. I heard today. We'll see. It's going to be a crazy week. Buckle up, and we'll be back tomorrow. Thank you.